Hallie Kane with the NASCAR Wire Service. With the way that you advance, the dramatic outcome at Charlotte, does that like re-energize you? I mean, does that give you like a little extra pep in the step going forward with the next round of the playoffs to have it happen and come down like it did and you prevail?
I mean, honestly, I don't care how we move on. I don't really care how we win the championship. I just want to win. I don't care how we get there. I've always been that way. I've always said it's about the big trophy at the end of the day. That's all that matters. And how we do it doesn't matter. Whether it's no wins, 5 wins, I don't care. If it's close at the cut line or easy, it doesn't matter. It's all about winning the trophy. So, you know what my message was basically, hey, we've made it this far. Let's not waste the opportunity, right? We've made it to the round of 8. It's a great accomplishment, but it doesn't mean anything if you don't get to the championship 4. And again, when you make it to championship 4, it doesn't matter if you don't win the championship. It doesn't make a difference. So it's all about getting there right now. That's the first step, the next step, and then winning the big trophy.
We'll go to Dustin and then Bob.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. Joey, you've talked about in the past how you want to get as much information as possible on the radio from Coleman. We certainly saw a situation last week where NASCAR looked a little bit more into some radio transmissions about what teams were saying about point situations, and the expectation is NASCAR is going to kind of create a little bit more understandable guidelines, I guess. What, as a driver, is fair for you to know? How does that help you, or are you okay if your information is limited in terms of only your point situation?
Yeah, I mean, I want to know, obviously, my point situation, because it matters, right? But I also want to know the others' point situations, because that matters too, right? Not necessarily for manipulating the race, but like understanding what risk I'm taking, right? Like, is this guy a must-win situation and he's going to clobber me, you know, or how hard is this car going to be to pass in general, right? Like what is the motives out there? And there's plenty of times throughout the year that, you know, Coleman will tell me, hey, the top 3 cars on this restart are all must-wins. Like, okay, I might be 8th, right, at that moment or whatever, but just knowing that gives me like, okay, well, this could be a pretty crazy restart. This might be a little different than what we've watched before the race and how we think it's going to go, and I got to be ready for this, and this. You know, I want to know those things. That helps me. Not in a case of changing the outcome or anything like that, but just how can I make the 22 car finish better? That's my job. So how do I do that? How do I accomplish that? And a lot of times I need to know the full story to effectively do my job in the most efficient way, right, on the racetrack and do things right.
You know, to play devil's advocate, that it could be easily said that if you or any other driver knew the entire situation, that it opens the possibility of manipulation. Even if it doesn't happen, it presents that, you know, possibility. Are you okay with maybe not getting the full story to protect the integrity of the event from a NASCAR perspective? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. I mean, it's a slippery slope. I mean, either way, right? Because where is the line, right? Like, it's just telling somebody where you are in points and what's going on around it. Is that too far? I mean, saying straight up what to do probably is not, that's probably too far, right? Like I said, we can kind of understand that. But just saying what the point situation is, I don't know if that's, I don't think that's too far, in my opinion. You know, at that point, it's up to the driver to make the best decisions for whatever they're trying to accomplish, right? Which is usually winning the race. But I don't know. I think just feeding someone data, it still leaves it in the driver's hands to do what they please with it, right? It's just giving information. That's all you're doing.
Last thing, have you expressed this opinion to NASCAR?
I haven't talked to them about this in particular. No, I mean, I think this is something they need to, you know, handle. My opinion, I don't think matters too much in this one. But, you know, I like I said, I think if you're just saying what's going on, it's probably okay. I think. I do think there's some gray lines of like, okay, to your point, like where's the black and white, like this you can do, this you can't do. Like, I mean, I'm sure we can probably tighten some of that up a little bit and just help us understand that. Sure. Yeah.
Go ahead, Bob.
Bob Parker, Sox Sports. Another slippery slope, gray line. Is that, there was talk about should Denny pass Ross or should he not pass Ross in order to knock you out? And my question is that if a driver who knows he's advancing tries to keep somebody else out by not passing somebody, is that manipulation or is that just doing what's best to get to the title?
That's going to be up to, everyone's going to have a different opinion on that, right? And I guess in that scenario, the 11, Denny would have to ask himself, what's going to give me the best chance to win the championship? If that's your number one goal, if that's your main goal to do that, what gives me the best chances to win the whole thing? I mean, I don't know. I don't know where that it's pretty gray. But I don't really know. I mean, it's pretty tough. I mean, it's why you want to know all the data, obviously. But that's a tough decision, and you don't know what the future is going to bring, right? And is one competitor tougher than the other? I don't know. I don't know if you want to race against either one of us. Ross has proven to do whatever it takes to get to the next round or to win, right? Like he's done that multiple times. Do you want to race against him? I don't know. Do you want to race against us? I don't think so either, right? Like, it's probably in a no-win situation. You might as well just go pass him and go, right? Get a better spot.
Or get wrecked.
Or there's that. Should have waited a little sooner.
And Talladega next week in this round, does it matter whether it's in the quarterfinal round or this round? Is there any sort of difference?
Oh, there's definitely a difference, right? I mean, it's just there's only 4 teams that are going to make it here. So, and you put I hate calling them wild cards because I just hate saying that. But it's a race where a lot of things can happen, right? Like a wreck can take out a few cars more than normal, right? So it just becomes interesting that way. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of that where it is in the playoffs, but the rules are the rules, and we're going to play by them, right? Like that's the whole thing with this whole playoff system. When we start in Daytona, those are the rules. We all know it. We all know the schedule. We all know how everything goes, and it's up to us to figure out how to do it the best. They're not going to change because we don't like it. They are what they are, so let's go figure out how to win with it.
We'll go over to Dustin and Zach.
Dustin Levino, J-Ski. Joey, 7 of the 8 drivers in the round of 8 have made multiple Championship 4 appearances. So what does that say about the depth of this round with these drivers and specific teams?
Yeah, I wouldn't say there's any surprises in the round of 8 here. Like, I think they're all capable of winning the championship this year. Every one of them. There's none that are like, wow, I can't believe this guy made it this far. That's crazy. I think you got the best 8 teams going for it. It's going to be a battle right to the end. I don't see a clear favorite or clear like this person's just going to kill them all. Like, it seems like it's going to be close all the way to the end.
Zach Sterniolo, NASCAR.com. Joey, what are the tangible benefits of winning this race as a playoff driver? I know we talk about it every year, but what happens behind the scenes that can't happen if you don't win this race?
Yeah, there's multiple levels of it. Obviously, as a driver, personally, you're focused right on the Phoenix, right off the bat. And so you're just 100% that race. You go through the motions at the other ones, but it's really just about Phoenix. The team is in a similar mindset already, so that's definitely giving you some time advantage there. I think there's something to do with the stress level as well. Like, you have a moment to like take a deep breath, right? Like, regain your thoughts again. The playoffs are tough, right? These 10 weeks are hard. It's a grind on everybody, and that gives you a couple weeks where you're not taking them off because you're still focused on Phoenix, but instead of worrying on 3 different things, you're worrying about one thing. And all of us know if you do one thing, you're going to be better at it versus doing 10 different things halfway, right? So like that's kind of, I think that just narrows your focus in, and you're able to do that. And it's also tough. The race is in Phoenix, so like you got to think when you're racing in Martinsville, like your Phoenix car's got to be ready to go already, right? Like the truck's got to get out there pretty soon. So it's not like you have much time to focused just on that one car as your tongue's hanging out just trying to get there first. That's the first thing you got to do is get there. So when you put all that together, yeah, it's a pretty good size advantage to win here this weekend.
We'll come to the middle, and then we'll go to Kelly.
Yeah, Joey, Roy Akers, Skyview Sports. You've won in a variety of ways to advance and win your 3 titles. Is there anything data-wise or internally that you know that you really need to do to give yourself the best chance to win, whether it's qualifying well, running up front early in the race? Is there anything there that you feel like gives you a Joey Logano edge?
I mean, obviously, if you're fast, that gives you an advantage, right? A fast car always helps. Qualifying up front, sure, always helps. With that said, doesn't mean you can't win any other way, right? We've proven that you can win in a lot of different ways in NASCAR, right? That's why it's a team. It's a team sport. It's not just about the car and the driver. It's about the strategy and the pit stops and everything else that goes along with it. There's a lot that goes into it. So it's not always about the fastest car that wins the race. Yep.
Go ahead, Kelly.
Kelly Crandall, Racer.com. Joey, first off, the announcement earlier this week from NASCAR that they're going to bump horsepower for some racetracks next year. Is that going to be enough, or should we be cautiously optimistic? I guess just overall, how do you feel, at least that they're going to try it and see what happens?
Yeah, I think it's directionally correct. It's obviously not a huge bump in power. Is the direction they have to go. There's a lot of limitations that kept them from going more, right? Like there's a lot of parts to that equation that, it's not just that simple that it just take the taper spacer off and open them up and let her eat. It sounds cool. It's easy to say that here, but when you dig a little deeper, there is downstream, there's a lot of things that happen to handle that. So I think direction is the right way. I think the biggest thing that I've seen here recently in the last 6 months is what Goodyear's doing, right? Goodyear's bringing a tire that falls off, and we're seeing that at a lot of different racetracks now. So now the horsepower will make the fall off a little bit faster, right? Like it will happen quicker. There'll be more fall off with the more horsepower. So it's directionally kind of going that way. But what Goodyear's doing is the biggest part of the equation, in my opinion.
And secondly, I wanted to go back to something you said a minute ago about now that the team's in the round of 8, you said, hey, let's not waste the opportunity. You've spoken before about your love of the playoffs and this time of year. When this team, though, gets to the round of 8, do you see or feel a difference amongst the entire team of being this far, as you said, and it's, the next thing is lock into the championship, we're on like the doorstep of it? Like, does it look or feel any different within the 22 team when you guys get to the round of 8?
Yes and no. Like some things don't change much because we're very much just Penske has a process, right? Like, and that's how we do things, is just boom, 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 boom all the time. But you do feel a little bit more, I don't know, just more on the line, right? It's just the playoffs are there. You start to feel a little bit more of everything, right? It's just the intensity ratchets up. You feel that. I don't know if the process changes much, but the intensity is definitely ratcheted up.
We'll take 3 more questions from Tom, and then over in the back and here.
Tom Zaleski on Kearney Today. Follow up from what Kelly was asking about you here, Joey. Let me make sure I'm phrasing this right. Is it okay to have it as it is now with one race for the championship 4 to settle things, or is the possible speculation? It is speculation at this point where we get a 3-race playoff, and the championship 4 race those 3 races to determine the winner.
Up for everyone's opinion, right? Like for us as competitors, we're going to see what the rules are, and we're going to try to win with that.
Just follow along.
Me as a race fan, and it's just an opinion as a race fan, right? So take me out of the driver's seat and as not a competitor, just watching. I love the one race. It all comes down to one thing, right? Like I love the pressure that it puts on every member of the team. I love that they got to come down pit road and they cannot screw up. And I love that every decision that is made with that race car before it leaves the shop has a direct effect on whether you win a championship or not. Is the Super Bowl moment, right? Like you will leave the racetrack knowing who is the champion. I like it. I personally love that. not everyone has the same opinion. That's fine, but that's mine just as a fan watching. As a competitor, it's stressful as hell, right? Like, I mean, it's not a comfortable place to be in. No one will really ever know what that feels like unless you're in the seat. But it's hard. It's supposed to be hard. I've been on, and as a competitor, I've been on both ends of this thing, right? I've been on the end of one pit stop keeping us from a win, one final restart from keeping it. I've been one run where our car was good and put a set of tires on and it vibrated and we lost the championship because of it. So be it. That was the rules when we got them, and we played by them, right? And you got to try to make the best of that. So personally, I love it. Even as a competitor, I do think it's cool too. But yeah, that's just my opinion, and everyone's got one.
Stick to it all day.
Our final questions in the back, and then right over here.
Eric UNLV Bravo Report. Obviously, we saw what happened last year with the Bowman situation in the round of 8, and now last week with the last lap drama at Charlotte. You just touched on what Denny said post-race, and knowing when it went on to happen last year in 2024, do you feel like your competitors get that sense of, oh boy, Joey got in this time around?
Probably have to ask them that. I don't know, right? Like, I just got to stay focused on us, right? Stay focused on the 22. That's the car that matters to me. So if they feel that way, great, we're in their head.
Does this situation feel, obviously we didn't see any disqualification that allowed you to get in, but does this scenario kind of feel somewhat similar just given how you got in?
It's been a fairly similar year up to this point, yes. But like I always say, you know, what you did last year doesn't matter, right? Like, it's all about, you know, what your past success doesn't guarantee future success in any way. It proves you know how to do it. It proves you can handle things, but every day is different.
We'll wrap.
Jonathan Field, the racing experts, kind of building off that question there. It seems more this year among fans, among competitors, that it's kind of like, oh man, Logano's here again, here we go, kind of deal. You know, it almost kind of feels like, you know, Jimmy in the chase years ago. You know, how much do you thrive on that? And just that.
I like it. Right? I mean, I'd be lying if I said I didn't like it. But yeah, I mean, it's only that way because we've been that team, right? Like, that's just the way we've been able to, you know, approach the playoffs, and we just have a mentally tough team all the way through. There's a bunch of resilient, tough people that just keep grinding, right? I mean, that's how we do it, right? Like, I wouldn't say we do it in a flashy way or anything like that. We just keep grinding away, you know, and you know, hopefully things work out, right? And they have in the past because we just stay tough. I think that's just, I mean, it's simple. I know it's like a simple way of looking at it, but sometimes that's okay.
My Place Hotels is proud to be the official hotel partner of Front Stretch. With plush beds, in-room kitchens, and pet-friendly hotels, My Place makes for the perfect pit stop when traveling. Front Stretch fans can use promo code FRONTSTRETCH to save 10% on your stay at any of our nationwide properties. Sign up for our Stay Rewarded program to get even more savings. With My Place Hotels, don't just stay, stay rewarded.
Steven Stump of FrontStretch.com here. Come back for more great racing videos, and if you like us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.